is we learn to prepare, because sooner or later the storm was gonna come. Now, we didn't know when it would come, and we didn't know how often it would come, but there was something about that generator in the backyard that made me feel secure that when the rain did come, I would be fully prepared for what was about to happen. Joel 2:23. Be glad then, you children of Zion, and rejoice in the Lord your God, for he has given you the former rain moderately, and he will cause to come down for you the rain, the former rain and the latter rain in the first month. And it goes on. And the floors will be full of wheat, and the fats will overflow with wine and oil. Down to verse 28. And it will come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters will prophesy. Your old men will dream dreams. Your young men will see visions. Rain is coming to the church. The former and the latter rain. Not just the latter rain. The former and the latter rain. Are you prepared for the rain? God is moving in his church. God began moving in his church some years ago, and through generations there have been prophets who have spent hours on their knees interceding the move of God that we see in this day and age. Through the dark ages, through the various revivals, there were prophets. Do you think you're the first to come? You are a generation of prophets that have been birthed on the knees of God's people through generations in their secret place, who would but dream to see what we walk in freedom today. Those that were persecuted for what they believed in, we walk in freely. Apostle Paul said to the church, look at you. You get to experience the mystery. The book of Hebrews, it mentions all the great men of faith, and it says, by you get to see what they didn't see, and we in our generation get to see what generations before us never saw. God has a plan for his church. The rain is coming. Are you prepared?
Oh my goodness.
You see, I don't really care if you believe in the fivefold ministry or not.
Thank you.
I don't care if you believe in apostles or prophets. Are you ready for the rain? Because it's coming, whether you believe it or whether you don't. If you want to stick your head in the sand, knock yourself out. But the rain is coming. If you think that just believing it will stop the clouds from forming, you're in deception. Because this move has been prophesied for generations, and it is time that we see the fruition of what God has promised us for years. He has been knocking on our door. He has been warning us, and even now there is a rumble in the earth, and that's why you're sitting here, because you feel the rumble. The problem is you don't know what to do with it. You're not prepared, and you want God to bring the rain in your little bucket, in your little way. You know, when the rain falls where it wills. Are you prepared to catch it the way God wants you to? Are you prepared to channel it to where it needs to go? In this new move that is coming to the church, there are many different aspects that God is even now setting into place. And the body of Christ sometimes looks a bit like a dismembered body, with all these bits and pieces that don't make a lot of sense, but it is coming together. And to discuss every aspect of what God is bringing to his church would take a lot longer than just this one message. So I'm going to speak about two specific aspects to what we are seeing being resurrected in the church, not birth. This is not something new. This is a resurrection of a vision. The former and the latter rain. You see, there's only a latter if there's a former. Yes. We had the former. We had it. It was called the New Testament church. What do you think? I mean, have you ever wondered why verse 28 says, and it will come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all men. At the birth of the New Testament church, we saw an outpouring of the Spirit. We saw a mystery being born. A mystery they could not have anticipated, but yet when they went back and looked at the Old Testament, they saw the truth that had been staring them in the face all along. Are you prepared to look at the truth that have been staring you in the face all along? Because it is time that we complete the pattern that the apostles began in the New Testament church. And even now, God is raising up his fivefold ministry. And it is not anything new. Oh, the latest fad, the fivefold ministry. Where have you been? It was there 2,000 years ago. Catch a wake up. This is not the birth of a new vision. This is a resurrection of what has been with us for generations. And we as today's church stand at the threshold of being able to participate in something that the apostles of old could only imagine. I wonder, could Paul have envisioned what we see here today when he was sitting in prison, putting pen to paper and pouring out the wisdom God had given him, stuck between those walls, reaching one little soldier after the other, one. You think we need to reach the whole church from the pulpit with thousands of members? He had a pen, he had a parchment, and the odd prison guard that came to take care of him, and he said, and I'm saving the whole of Caesar's household. I guess they had to keep switching out the guards, because he mentioned quite a few of them. Well, Paul wasn't much of a leader those days, one man at a time. What could a man like that accomplish? I wonder if he could have seen into the future of today and looked in your and my face, looked at all of us, seen the body of Christ to where we've grown, to where we've gone. If he could have imagined where we would be today with the birth of what the Lord had given them. They paid a high price with their very blood for the pattern that God had for his people. Are we prepared to take the baton that they have passed us and carry it to the next generation? For it is time for the latter rain. And whether you are ready or you are not ready, the rain is coming. God waits for no man. Don't think that he's sitting aside on his throne waiting for you to get a clue. If you don't want to step up, you'll find someone else who will.
My brothers and sisters, one thing I will tell you. You need not 4 walls. You need not a roof. You only need to turn over a rock to be in the kingdom of heaven. We're here, and we're here for a reason. This woman laid it out very well. I'd like to thank my brother that found this for me. Thank you for letting me steal it from you. I'm sure you won't mind. This is a Finkeled reality in life. You gotta find your understanding in it. I hope that helps.